What's up, witches? Let's see what's going on here. Let's do a quick reading for today. See what we pick up on. Just do it random. Got a little burned out on trying to plan and organize and all that other stuff. And as much as I love doing the Wheel of the Year and studying the astrology and everything else, man, I am so burnt out on following it all. It was like the news, right? I just eventually just like I had to stop watching it. It's not that I don't care. It's honestly, it's actually the opposite. I do care, and when I watch the news and things like that, it starts to get so irritating, right? Because it's like, what? These people are so smart, but we all know, we're all looking at it going, oh man, it would just be so easy if it would just this, that, or the other thing, right? Man, I got the Gemini again. Gemini, the twins again. I got Mercury. Bastard, still in retro, I believe. And we got the number 12. 1, 2 equals 3. So, alright. I'm going to pull out none of my cards. Got everything still packed up. Alright, let's get some oracle cards. We'll do some oracle cards, we'll do a story time, we'll do a 3D, 4D, 5D, and we'll see what's going on, I guess, either with Gemini or with the twins, this Mercury Retrograde. Now, really, I call them twins because, I don't know. I don't believe, really, in that. Or I don't subscribe into the whole, and I always said that too, like, the first time someone brought up twin flames to me, I had no idea what they were talking about. It was a little, Filipino girl. Retrospect, it was probably the one that was stealing my friend's husband at the time, but luckily, eventually, she just let her have him, and now he don't have her. Or his wife, or his kids. Well, that's what you get. That's what you get. And I'm so happy to say that she recently got remarried. So much has changed for a lot of people in the last, 3 years. It's amazing when I think about how long I've actually been doing this now, or working towards this, and I know I'm very wishy-washy and on and off with it, but that's just how the energies roll. I mean, I don't know. Just how they roll. Alright, let's get this going before we start anything else. Just clear out. Oh man, I was just so sweet and naive at the beginning. There was a minute there. I ain't gonna lie. There was a moment where, I mean, yeah, I was in tune, in sync, especially 2019, I think that was. 2018, 2019. For everything that was going on, breaking up, I was going through divorce and all that at the time. Yeah, I was so tuned in with the collective, and the collective energy was just so beautiful at that point, right? That was before COVID and all the fear mongering and everything else like that. The collective energy was so beautiful and intense, and the first thing that messed me up was I couldn't stop smiling all the time, and I had messed up teeth. I've gotten them fixed since then too, and I couldn't stop smiling, so I had to figure out how to unplug until I could get it done, because it was making me very self-conscious. I kept getting caught smiling too, big dopey can't stop smiling cheesiness, and it was just killing me. We got the moon here. The moon represents the feminine magic. What we got? I'm reading. Yes, I'm cheating here. The moon represents the feminine magic. Use this symbol on any magical workings to enhance its power and to invoke the moon goddess. And the Isbats. So we got the moon, the feminine energy here. We've got the masculine energy again. This is the man. Use this symbol in magic workings dealing with masculinity. Use it to draw on strengths of the power of the gods, right? So now we got the twins up here. We got Mercury in retrograde. We got the 12. We got the moon. And who else we got? No, that's the scythe, right? And this symbol is to break curses or bad luck. If you feel you have a curse or hex over you, use this symbol to break it. It can also be used for breaking a bond in a relationship. Cord cutting. Cord cutting. Ooh. Wow. Sorry, somebody was just trying to call, apparently. Scam likely. Alrighty. Alright, so we have got the cord cutting here. Let's see what's going on. Mercury retrograde. I definitely always warn about exes coming out of the woodwork, unexpectedly showing up, texting, calling, finding a way to get in contact with you. Right? During Mercury retrograde is usually part of a communication breakdown. It causes all kinds of issues and dilemmas with other people. All that good stuff, right? All that good stuff. All that bad stuff, I should say. We got 30. We got the lilies. And the lily pads. I've never caught a frog on a lily pad before. Last time we went out taking the kids out on the trails, the lily pads were out. All right, well, we got 30. Oh, yes. Also, we got the King of Swords there, too, right? On that card. All right, we got the lilies. King of Swords, contentment, harmony, and purity. For the lilies, we feature the tale of the Frog Prince. He will sit on his pad until his true love sees him for something other than a frog. And for now, he is content to wait for that moment. He must learn to find harmony and peace and the purity of a heartfelt kiss. The Lilies card is a card that changes meanings with the cards around it. It brings knowledge that tranquility is at hand. You can also find older people in this card because it's representative of age and the wisdom that comes with it. Let the root of the lily sinking deep into the water remind you of how your own ancestral roots. It can also be a legal card. Remember that the Frog Prince broke the law of the land by being unkind to an old woman who was a witch in disguise. Always a witch in disguise, right? Sensuality can be the energy of this card as well if it is close to one of the person's cards. In this deck, the Lilies card modifies the other cards with a gentle touch. Isn't that sweet? I like that. We might read that again at the end. Alrighty, let's get some cards. Frog Prince. It's my son's, the Princess Frog is my son's favorite princess movie. It's one of his, actually I think it's his only princess movie that he likes, but he likes The Shadow Man, honestly. That's his big thing. He likes that dude, the dude with the tarot cards. Of course. He just thinks he's a really cool character. Alright, we got Forest and Breathe, returning to nature and breathing. Let's see what we got for our shadow. I'll leave that out. Queen of My World came out, but let's see if we can get another one. I just got the urge that we needed another one because I didn't do anything. It just fell right out. Give me a second, see if it comes out. Too many. All right. Well, there we go. Triumph of Lies. Queen of my world and Triumph of Lies. Triumph of Lies is 1, and we got 24 equals 6. I love how she's in that red dress, right? You know what? I know this is so dorky and tacky of me to do, but you know, screw it. It's been a while since I've read the card. I would like to see what Queen of my world actually stands for. What am I doing here? What cards? There we go. "24, Queen of my world. I set limits to my world. Inside I am queen, outside is lost. The visual seed. Onto a snowy background, white columns arise through the forest." Okay, let's hold it up like this while I do this. "Onto a snowy background, white columns rise through the forest. A pale woman dressed in a scarlet, bright red, with a crown of thorns and white luminous lance stride forward. Her posture is confident and her feet are bare." The sentence, "I am my world and my world is me. I am royalty." There is a space out and there is space out and there is a space in. There is my realm and what is mine, and then there are other places. I will not care if my world is made of thorn and ice, and if it is carved by my blood. My world is my world. I rule, I decide its borders, and I am the law. I am the princess. I am the blood in the veins of its hearts. I am the warrior and the bride. I am alone, and I am first among many. Be fearful of my world, because it is paved with my hopes and dreams, and you have no power there. I am greater than the stars and more beautiful than the moon. Let's just do Triumph of Lies, because I haven't read the actual meaning for a while. That, and you guys should know what the true meanings of these cards are, because I know a lot of readers use them. All right, Triumph of Lies. If something hurts me, I change myself so it can stop. The visual seed is a headless mannequin crowned against each other under cold neon lights. They are dressed in luxurious clothes and pricey accessories. Among one has a crown of skull floating where her face was supposed to be. Sentence, not all that glitters is gold. That's one of the Illis's favorite thing. Not all that glitters is gold. Emptiness is felt when there is nothing under the dress. See, I didn't even notice it was a woman. I always thought it was a dude. Go me. All right, the Going Dark. The Triumph of Lies is about appearance, and appearance is always so important in the world. Day by day, it seems more important. Can that be a lie too? We seek to be what the world outside desires, and not necessarily society at large. Our family, our partner, or friends place judgments on what we should be. In dress we choose, we carve a mask of expectations, behaviors, and values and live by it. It offers stability to ourselves and to our relations, and be honest and true to ourselves can be so tiring. Too easy to make us hurt. Unfortunately, the relationship with our masks is not as straightforward as it feels. Inside the mask, envy grows, vanity takes root, and lack of self-confidence becomes a habit. It gnaws at us and it hurts us from the inside. It feels like it is ourselves, but it is not really authentic. It is just a lie we have made a habit to believe in. And blah, 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 blah. Sorry. When our lies become a gilded cage and our dress become a burden, we should remember that we were born naked. Oh, Whew. Shivery. So I definitely got the two energies there. I picked this up as a masculine card. I picked this up as a feminine card. I told you we're reading for the two divine energies right now. All right. So we definitely got the Queen of My World, and we've got the Triumph of Lies, appearance. All about appearances and control, right? You see it, right? All about appearance and control. Speaking of which, as I just did my nails again today and actually decided to dress nice and put on earrings and makeup and whatever have you, right? And I say that too when, especially for me, because I usually don't like to wear makeup or anything. When I am wearing makeup, it's a mask. What is that from? That's from, True Blood. True Blood. There's a scene where Lafayette goes to meet his mother or visit his mother or his auntie, Tara's mother, in the hospital, and he goes and he doesn't have his makeup on, and she looked at him and she goes, you don't have your mask on today, or you don't have your war paint on today. I mean, I used to know some girls, like, they would not leave the house unless they did like an hour's worth of makeup. It was crazy. All upside down, dealing to you today on the 5D. Okay. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Ay, ay, ay. Ba-da-da-da-da. Massive third-party situation here. I'm just going to go ahead and say it on the 5D coming out. We got a Knight of Pentacles, a Knight of Wands, and the Three of Swords at the end. We'll get into that some more. Let's see what we got going on the 4D. Once again, dealt all the way at you. All upside down towards you guys today. Son of a... Stop! Alright, fine. We'll use you. Give me a second, I dropped my cards. Just so bossy sometimes. I don't know. This has got to be so entertaining for y'all. I mean, I could hit the pause button so you don't have to watch me do all this. My tacky ass chair. I do love this chair though because it's wide enough for me to sit Indian style in. That's why I keep it back here. All right. Oh, man. All right. Ooh. All right. Just double check, make sure I got them all. Okay. Oh, man. I'm just such a wreck. You know, and I'd beat myself up more, but God loves Tyler at Tyler's Tarot and his just ridiculous-ass shenanigans. He makes me feel a hell of a lot better about getting up on here, I'm telling you that. The Halloween dinosaur had to have been the best. Had to have been the best. I love how honest he is about his little panic attacks that he has going live and all that. He's just great. I find him thoroughly entertaining. Alright, let's see what we got. I haven't checked on him in a while. Bam! Wow! Okay. Aha! All reversed. All reversed except for the final card. Someone needs to stop needs to stop. They need to stop. They need to stop. Definitely picking up a feminine energy. Now this deck does have, here we go, Knight of Rods, right? This deck does have men in it, so it's not a feminine deck, right? There's all females down here. It is all female. All right, we got not seizing your power, not defending your energy, not protecting yourself, right? Being open and absorbing negative energy. Here. I'll do a little bit more of this. We got the Five of Swords reversed here as well, right? Now the Five of Swords usually for me is the end of a conflict, right? It's the argument itself is over. This is something that's still causing an argument, still causing turmoil, still causing issues, or someone who's purposefully doing this, right? Unable to let go and release things. Whoever this is, they're causing the conflict. They're not cutting cords like they're supposed to. They're opening themselves. By not cutting these cords, you're opening yourselves up to conflicting energies and causing more conflict. Not releasing things that you need to let go of, right? Why aren't you releasing them? Because you're scared of being poor, or you are, but see, this isn't reversed. So usually upright, I read it as like, you know, you're scared of becoming poor, or scared of being left out in the cold. This, I feel like someone's broke and out in the cold, and that's why they're trying to seize onto all these cords. And what you need to do is, you got the Four of Swords here, right? This always comes with that whole Sword of Truth thing, right? You know, I got that off of AEL. She says that about when the sword's on underneath the guy laying on the bed, which kind of looks like a tomb too. This is also the cemetery, right? Right? Like walking through the past, walking through ghosts, unable to let go of the past, and need to take a truce from these energies. A lot of calling to be that's the appearance on the 3D, right? That's how it looks. That's how it's being perceived. That's how it's being seen. There's a lot of needing, I just get a lot of sense on the 3D physical reality. There's need for recuperation. All right, let's see what's going on the 4D. What's on the telepathic lines? What's on, like, you got the Knight of Pentacles here. I like it in this deck. It's called Gain, but it's not a negative energy, right? The Nine of Pentacles is not a negative energy. It's tapping into that abundant flow. And how it's tapping into that abundant flow is by being grateful for what you do have, right? Right? He's sitting on a broken wall and he's holding a bouquet of sunflowers, and they didn't cost him anything, right? I got the Seven of Wands here. See, that's the masculine energy there. I got the Seven of Wands here, which is a feminine energy that's being defensive, right? And I say too, it's valor, right? Valor, what? That's defensive in a way of defending personal boundaries, right? Not in a toxic way. Like, whereas a Nine of Wands can sometimes be a little over defensive, the Seven of Wands is what? No, I set these boundaries because I deserve to be allowed to set healthy boundaries, right? That's defending healthy boundaries, right? You got Justice in the middle here, right? Balancing out the feather and the heart, right? In the end, heaven or hell depends on how heavy your heart is. I definitely got a decision to be made here. Peace, truce. right? The Two of Swords, though, is about making a choice. There's a stalemate here, and there needs to be a choice and peace made, right? And I got the Prince of Pentacles here at the end, right? Like how he's being pulled in by that bull. The Prince of Pentacles is a lot of the manifesting energy. If you're stalled out right now, that's why. The decisions need to be made. I like these two here. Making the best of what you have. Maintaining healthy boundaries, right? As long as your heart is light, you're going to be okay. And whatever decisions you make should be based on that. What? Well, what's weighing your heart down is indecision. So make a decision and you'll have that peace, and then you will be back into the manifesting mode, right? The Prince of Pentacles is the manifester, right? He draws in and attracts abundance by making actual moves. All right, so now here we get into the 5D, and what does the 5D have to say on you? I love it. The 8 of Cups is right over where the 8 of Cups was on the 3D, right? All right, so I'll hold these up so you can see how everybody is facing here. All right? The Queen of Cups is trying to give her cup to the Knight of Pentacles here, and the Knight of Wands is also trying to come in and get her attention as well. Right? So this is the third party situation that's going on. It's torn between two energies facing one. Now, I will say the Knight of Wands. All right. So I love the Knight of Wands. Definitely fire energy comes with a lot of passion, a lot of sexual energy, things of that nature. You know, he's all about energy and passion and discovering new things and adventures and things like that, right? And then you got the Knight of Pentacles, who's very much of a manifester, and he's routine oriented, and he's very boring. He could be a very, very boring person, right? Because he is routine oriented and things like that. But he does have good ideas. That's how he manifests what he does. He's always thinking of how to improve the surroundings through routine, through, you know what I'm saying? Things like that, right? And it seems that that's what she's facing, right? That's what the feminine energies are looking for, right? It's like the night's fun, but sometimes you got to start moving on from things when you know they are not for you, right? 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups comes after the 7 of Cups. What's the 7 of Cups, right? Breaking through those illusions, right? That when you drink from every cup, that's how you get poisoned. That's how you invite those 9 reverse at the bottom there, those negative energies in, right? Not releasing, not moving on, not allowing change to happen, right? And by holding on to these cords, right? By holding on to these cords, that's how you find yourself stuck in this, right? And the 3 of Swords, you know, I don't always say it's a relationship thing, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's cheating per se, right? That's not what it means. It means that there is a outside influence on a two-party connection. There's a two-party connection, and with swords, it's thoughts and words, right? So it's this person is stuck in these connections through thoughts, through words. Right? Let's just save for this, right? The 9 of Wands, as passionate as they are, they're not going to give up their conquest if the conquest is still speaking to them, is still inviting them in, is still giving them attention, right? It doesn't matter how much they show full devotion to this one if they're still toying with this one. See what I'm saying? Alrighty. Oh, man. That was intense. Anything else that we need to know? All right. Aw, look at that. We got joy. And I love it with that sunflower there, right? Now, I'm not going to give you an interpretation of this card because you're supposed to just be able to look at it and interpret it on your own, right? It's the beauty of the intuitive tarot. I wish I could find that thing. I need to put the descriptions back on the bottom of my deck for sure. On the bottom of my thing. All right, let's get... a couple of cards for this side. And then we're going to get a couple of the other deck's cards. How do you make a decision, right? Let's see what one side has to say and what the other side has to say, because there's definitely a torn energy here. Don't use the other deck. Just put the ones that say fall to their sides. Okay. So, ooh, I know what I'm going to do for you guys too. I'm also going to put this little test thingy that we did the other day. I did it on Facebook, and I'll go and grab it, and I'll put it in the descriptions below. Where you can, it's a little test. Don't mind the wording about mental illness as retrospects to sexuality. That's not really what it's going for. But it's a good test to see where you fall. Do you think you're a masculine? Do you think you're a feminine? There's a lot of times where you feel like you don't know, right? You feel like you don't know. Or you might be the type of person like me who shifts back and forth between the energies. When I tested and I ended up being androgynous, which pretty much said I was like this close to being a boy, which I was actually supposed to be a boy. My mother was told I was a boy. Ultrasounds were really, really bad in the 80s. And, yeah. Ultrasounds were terrible in the 80s. They went by heartbeats, and based by my heartbeat, they told her that I was a boy. Surprise, surprise, in the delivery room when I was not a boy. Sometimes I wish I was. Sometimes I wish I was gay. That would have made it easier, but no, that didn't work out either. All right. So, the feminine side, we got, if you weren't stirring the bucket, you wouldn't have gotten shit on your shoes. Funny how a melody sounds like a memory. She paints her face to hide her face. Her eyes are of deep water. It is not for a geisha to want. It is not for a geisha to feel. A geisha is the artist of the floating world. She dances, she sings, she entertains you. Whatever you want, the rest is shadows, the rest is secret. A lotus cannot bloom in a garden built for a rose. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. One day we are going to melt the faces off the universe. Confidence is silent and insecurities are loud. I've had a lot of prayers answered without ever sitting in a building. When the student is ready, the master appears. A true master knows when to disappear. Just fear me, love me, do as I say, and I will be your slave. All right, that's the feminine side. What's the masculine side? Masculine side says, I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream to the world, what's going on? We're all in some kind of trouble. Am I the only one who sees this? It's not what you called, it's what you're answering to. They watch us dine on empty plates and drink from empty cups. Sometimes we love people so much that we have to be numb to it, because if we were to actually feel how much we loved them, it would kill us. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means your heart is too big. The Encyclopedia Galactica, in its chapter of love, states that it is far too complicated to define. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy has this to say on the subject of love: avoid, if at all possible. I have always liked to play with fire. Come this far, might as well keep going. I love you guys. Love you guys so much. That is great. Find your joy, y'all. Find your joy. Cut those cords that need to be cut. Remember, yeah, just take that with you, y'all. Remember the lilies, right? Frog Prince. You want me to read it one more time before I go? You guys can always get off. Remember, buttons and bells. I'm going to read this one more time, then we're going to sign out, okay? If you don't stick around for the second reading, love you. Catch you later, right? All right, so it started out with the Lily card, right? For the Lilies card, we have contentment, harmony, and purity. You got the King of Swords, okay? For the Lilies, we feature the tale of the Frog Prince. He will sit on his pad until his true love sees him for something other than a frog. For now, he is content to wait for that moment. He must learn to find harmony and peace in the purity of a heartfelt kiss. Lilies is a card that changes the meaning with the cards around it. It brings knowledge and tranquility. Knowledge that tranquility is at hand. You can also find older people in this card because it's representative of age and wisdom that comes with it. Let the root of the lily sink deeply into the water, remind you of your own ancestral roots. It can also be a legal card. Remember that the Frog Prince broke the law of the land by being unkind to an old woman who was a witch in disguise. Sensuality can be the energy of this card if it's close to another person card. And in this deck, the Lilies card is a card that modifies the other cards with a gentle touch. All right. Blessed be all those who walk these weird, windy, trippy paths with me. I love you guys very, very much. And yeah, I'm going to be back just as soon as I can.